What is somewhat warm?
67, 68.
Okay.
I consider 80 warm. Like, I'm not there
yet. Yeah. 80's warm and 100 swimming weather.
Yeah, exactly. Can't wait till we're there.
And Mary, do you have the same thing in Chappaqua?
Oh my goodness, beautiful, sunny, 60 degrees, and feels cooler in the shade. But if you stick your head out into the sun, you can almost imagine picnic weather, beach weather around the corner. Almost.
I know. Right. It's coming. Well, this weekend is for us in Canada hey, we got tons of people coming on. Hey guys. Give us a shout out, say hello. We'd love to hear from you. Love to see where you're coming from. Hi all. Oh, hey, it's Gisela. She's in Etobicoke and she says it's sunny. That's great. Oh, we see lots of people coming on. As you're coming on, please let us know where you're coming from. We'd love to see where you're coming from, all parts of North America. We had people, actually, we had people from the UK, all through Europe last time. It was really awesome to see where everyone was coming from. Oh, we have Jackie from Parsons Interiors in Oakville. Hey, Jackie.
Hey, Sherry.
Hey, Sherry. Nice to see you.
Yeah, Sherry.
I guess we can't really see you. You can see us.
Hi, Sherry.
And so anyway, it's beautiful here. I'm telling you, the sunshine makes such a difference, don't you think?
It does. Absolutely.
Yeah.
I know. We had a really beautiful day about, I guess last weekend, not this past weekend, the one before. And it was warm and it was like 75 degrees and so lovely. And we put out all of our beautiful, I washed everything down. I took all the covers off, threw them in the wash. I washed my outdoor drapery. It was just all looking so good. And we sat out there and had a martini and it was so lovely. Oh. And then 2 days later, it snowed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Unpredictable weather we've had.
Yeah.
We had it here in New York, and I thought at first it was pollen. I thought it was all the leaves coming down and anything that was in buds. And then I realized when I went outside and smacked my face, oh my gosh, right? Snow.
So do you have your outdoor stuff out yet?
Oh, I put it out. Remember that nice sunny day? Oh, yes. And I was really tempted. I don't know, for all the gardeners out there, I love, you just had to get your plant fix, right? So I bought all my plants and that little voice told me, no, wait until Memorial Day. Thank goodness.
And did you?
Right?
Yeah, same.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We planted a lot of grass seed way too early. So looks like we have to go back around and do that again in the next couple weeks, hopefully. I have no patience. I don't have patience for things to take time to grow. I just want it instant.
Well, so are you telling us, Mel, that you're an AstroTurf kind of girl?
I'm a sod kind of girl. It's just easier, but my husband is against it. So he wants everything to grow straight from seed.
Oh,
so
wow.
Bald lawn right now. It's not pretty.
Mm.
Yeah.
Soon enough.
Yeah.
And we're all wearing color. Normally, our attendees are used to seeing me in black, but I put some color on today, just for the spring.
We need a little.
Yeah. Hey guys, we got more people coming on. Thanks for joining us. We've got a little more time. We hopped on here a little bit early to get settled in. So please let us know where you're coming from. We'd love to hear from you. Say hi. And I think we've got, a great hour ahead. There's never a dull moment with the four of us, so we always have lots of things to say.
Absolutely, we're gonna have fun.
Yeah, for sure. And for those who are asking, no, this is not rosé, and that's not vodka in Melissa's glass either.
Not yet.
Oh, hey, hi Anne, how are you? Anne's from Sherwood Park, Alberta. She says it's beautiful there. What's the temperature there, Anne? She's going to type us a message.
Yeah.
13 degrees. Ooh, perfect.
Oh, I have to remember we're Fahrenheit, you're Celsius. So.
Right.
Yeah, so it's about 54 degrees Fahrenheit. It's not bad.
We're in the range. We're all in the same range. Yeah.
We've got Pat coming from Lifestyle Interiors. She's from Halifax. Hey, Pat. That's such a great city.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. That's where my part of my family's from, is Halifax.
Oh, is it?
Oh, I'm from Glace Bay, so right near Halifax.
Oh,
Yeah.
there you go.
Yeah.
I've never been. One
Oh,
day
it's beautiful.
when we can
Beautiful.
travel again.
Not yet. Yes.
Exactly.
Looks like we have a question.
Oh, yes.
Hey, Jonathan, how are you? Oh, you're stuck in NYC. Oh, that's so awesome. We've got Jonathan joining us from part of the Inside Out family. So he's hopped on to, I'm sure, make sure that we're doing a good job.
Hey, Jonathan.
Hi, Jonathan.
Nice to have you, Jonathan.
Stuck in New York, though.
Yeah.
I know.
Oh, he says that you'll do a great job. He's confident in us.
Whew, that's a lot of pressure.
We'll be fine. We'll be fine. So, yeah. So anyway, they say that with all of this, the outdoor fabrics that we carry, that everything's, bleach cleanable and so on. We're going to get into that later for those who are just hopping on right now. But I mean, it's true. I did the test and washed all of my outdoor stuff, and it just came up beautifully, everything intact, so clean. And that's the first time I actually had to throw it in the machine, and it's 5 or 6 years old.
That's
Amazing.
Impressive.
I'd just been cleaning it down with the hose prior, and this time it kind of needed a deeper clean. So yeah, it's really held up well. And I actually have a mixture of all brands out there. So yeah.
Do you bring it in like when you know it's going to rain, or do you kind of just leave it all out there all throughout the whole summer?
No, I don't bring it in for rain. My husband we've got some that are exposed all the time. And then we have like a little kind of villa out there where most of it's covered, but I don't usually, he brings it in if he knows that we're going to be using it. He doesn't want it to be wet, but otherwise we really just leave it out there. I only bring it in for the winter.
It's so great that it's such low maintenance. Makes it so much easier to enjoy.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Jeanette from Halifax, she's just saying, it is a great place to visit. Please come and spend some of your money here. Jeanette, that's great.
My husband calls me a one-person stimulus package. So whenever I go somewhere, the economy just booms wherever I go because I love to shop so much. So Halifax, look out.
Yeah, exactly.
Here she comes.
Come to Alberta, Anne says. I love Alberta. I love it more in the summertime. It gets pretty chilly in the winter, but yeah, it's lovely in any season. We have lots of people hopping on. Hey guys, we're just going to give it a few more minutes and let people get settled in. We've got lots of people coming on board. Give us a shout out. Let us know where you're coming from. Thank you so much for choosing to spend some time with us. We've got lots of great info for you. We're going to do an introduction real soon so we can kind of capture everyone who's just joining on. So it's growing now. We're getting closer to 100 attendees. So as we get up there, I think we have 200 people joining us today. So we'll pretty much right on time because we obviously want to respect their time. So, we've got someone from New Jersey. Hey.
Hi. Hello, Tesla, New Jersey. Yay.
Ontario, Canada. Janice.
Great. Janice, where in Ontario are you?
Typing away.
Let us know. Yeah. Anyway, so yeah, I'm excited about the giveaway. We're going to give it at the end of the chat, and some lucky person who's still on with us is going to get $250 worth of outdoor fabric. Or hardware.
Nice. So
I love this chat.
Janice is from Exeter, so north of London. Yeah, I know where that is.
Yeah, so do I.
And we've got also Christina from Kennedy Galleries. That's in Toronto, just off the highway. We've been there before. And Michelle from Connecticut. Oh, Anne says, pick me for the prize. I love that.
Hi, everyone. I see more and more people are coming on, so that's great. We're going to get started in about 2 minutes. Thank you so much for joining us. Thanks, Arlene from New York. She says she's looking forward to hearing all about outdoor and learning some tips and some clues, and we will certainly try and make it educational and maybe a little fun. And of course, there's a great giveaway at the end. Yeah, we're having fun. We're partying already. Okay, now I have to share something with everyone as we're coming on. So this is the first time I've put a dress on since I've been home.
Oh my gosh.
But I totally couldn't fully commit to the dress. So I'll just show you. This is what's underneath.
And leggings. Very nice. Very nice.
Hey, you got to do it
on you. Looks good on you, Lisa.
I love it.
Okay, well, I think we should start.
Yeah.
And slippers.
We're ready.
Okay.
Good? Okay. Well, thank you so much, everyone, for joining us. I'm so excited to be here with my friends / colleagues. I work with such a great group of people, these 4 women, helping to lead the JF team. And we've been, I think actually during this quarantine, I think we've actually gotten closer, just through Zoom, connecting more with one another, sharing some really great ideas for now and for the future. So great group of women. My name, as you can see, is Lisa Nickel, and my role at JF is Senior Vice President of Sales and Marketing. And as I said, I work with a great team of women, and I'll just pass it over for them to introduce themselves as well. So, Michelle?
Thanks, Lisa. So hi, everyone. I'm excited to be here with this great group of ladies, as Lisa said. So I'm Michelle McPhee, and I am the Vice President of Sales and Analytics. And as I said, I'm so thrilled to be joining today to talk and have this chat. So I want to introduce you over to Mary Ann.
Hello, everyone. This beautiful Wednesday. I'm Mary Ann Ressman. It's a privilege for me to be National Showroom Manager for JF Fabrics. And I'm so excited to be here and to be with my 3 colleagues and to be with all of you. So thank you for joining us. Over to you.
Hi, everyone. I'm Melissa Villa, and I am the newest member to the Fab 4. I am the Vice President of the Contract Division. So I get to work with a wonderful group of contract representatives all over North America. And I'm based out of Montclair, New Jersey, which is a beautiful, beautiful suburb about 20 minutes outside of New York City. So hello, everyone. And
great. Well, thank you. And I just want to let everyone know that Andrea has come on, and she said that JF has really been a leader in connection and sharing product knowledge of all the brands that she sells through her business. So she's thanking us for the webinars. That's really nice, Andrea.
Thank you.
You giving us that shout out. We really felt we needed to stay connected through this time with each other, and certainly wanted to stay connected with our customers. We all travel extensively, and that connection with our customers is so key to us. And it just felt wrong not to try and do that, and also really help our customers through a really difficult time through education. And whether that education is through fabric or technology, we're really trying to come up with new and innovative ways, because we really feel that if we don't support you in your business, big or small, we don't have a business, basically. And then our suppliers don't have a business. So I think it's really important that we do that. So thanks for mentioning that, and we're going to continue to do so. So for today, I'm just going to let you know a little bit of what to expect. So we put together a little slideshow. We'll be kind of sharing it here and there on and off. It's not really about presenting a slideshow to you today, but it's a great visual. It gives you some nice little nuggets of photography of all the beautiful fabrics that we carry and even outdoor hardware. Certainly, if we're going to share this after, so you'll see you'll have all the images, and if there's something specific there you like, reach out to us or your brand ambassador. Certainly, they can help you. But it was really about giving you some education in terms of there's so many choices out there for outdoor and performance, and the two kind of get cloudy at times, and what works for what. And, each one has amazing features and benefits, and also their pitfalls. So there's no one solution. Would you agree, ladies?
Absolutely.
Yeah, definitely. Especially in contract, right? You can't use everything that's outdoor necessarily in a contract space. So. Yes,
that's so true. So very true. And so, so we're going to be chatting a little bit about that. We're going to be asking you some poll questions. So we certainly we'd love to hear from you. It's a great way, to get your thoughts and so on. So we hope you'll participate in that. And as I mentioned a little bit earlier, we have a giveaway. So we hope that you hang out with us to the end. And because we really want to share that giveaway with someone who has stayed with us. So watch out for that. So I am going to start sharing my screen in a moment. But, we were really talking about kind of project-based work as it comes to, inside of the home, outside of the home. Michelle, actually, you were mentioning that.
Exactly. Yeah, we were talking about it too, just with all this beautiful weather that's finally upon us. And, it's really been a time where we all really want to be outside more than ever, especially with everything that's going on. So we were talking about that and how often, we take the opportunity to extend the beauty of our home to the outdoors. So we had a poll question for you that we're going to ask, and just wanted to get your opinion and see what works for you with your clients and what you've been experiencing, because definitely the outside is, it's just such a great opportunity for whether it be residential or whether it be contract. Either way, it's a great opportunity, and it's become more and more popular these days, even in the contract situation, even for offices, to have that beautiful outdoor space.
Yeah.
Okay, so here we are with our poll. So if you could take a look at the question, what we want to know from you is what percentage of your projects involve outdoor design. So you can see there, we've broken it down. So if you could just click on whichever percentage you think is most applicable to you at this time, that would be great. And then what we'll do is we'll gather the information from that poll, and we're going to share it with everyone.
Yeah, it's pretty. It's pretty neat to see, actually, because I think everyone kind of has the same 25% of their business. So I would imagine 25 and under. We didn't do an and under, but no. It's 80 right now. 81% of us are saying, or 80% are saying 25%. 16 at 50. Only 2% at 75. Oh, we have 2% at 100%, and I wonder if that is more
geographic
than.
I think too, Lisa, that could be also geographic. I think we were talking about that the other day. That obviously depending, we've got people from all over, so depending on where you're located, maybe it's a little bit more involvement on a regular basis.
Right.
Yeah. Right. And I'm wondering if that will increase, given the times now of people wanting to spend even more time outdoors.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. It's a good point, Marianne.
Yeah. I'm positive it will. I have my screen I'm going to share here.
Climate,
yeah.
And we had a comment earlier, Lisa, just asking, is there opportunities to see past webinars? So I know we've sent out links, that have been available. And I'm sure that through your brand ambassador, you would also be able to gather that information.
Actually, when we send out the link for this, it's going on a part of our website that where we host all of the webinars. So whoever gets this link will be able to scroll back and see all the webinars that we've hosted.
That's great.
Yeah. So, as we had said, it can get, kind of confusing deciding, what type of fabric do you use, what's suitable. I mean, we're coming from all parts of North America and in some cases other parts of the world here today. So climate certainly has a lot to do with it. So we really took the top 3 brands that we carry and we have larger collections of in the outdoor category. And we're going to speak and benefits of those. So we're going to start with Bella Dura. Now, Bella Dura is a company that actually, you'll see here a little bit later, is they manufacture right in New Jersey, which is kind of nice. So, all of these manufacturers are located in the U.S. There are no Canadian manufacturers. So supporting them would be, in Canada, supporting them would be kind of like supporting local because we don't manufacture outdoor fabric here. But Bella Dura is a performance fabric. And when we say performance, that's so misleading. A lot of people get really confused over that. It really is anything that gives you kind of extra performance. So whether that means cleanability or whether that means it's got UV, but it's something in addition to a regular kind of upholstery fabric. So rather than relying on harmful coatings, Bella Dura is performance packed, and every fiber is coated. And so it's made from a poly. I'll just pop to the next screen here. Whoops. Sorry, guys. There we go.
That's better.
Thank you. So it's made from a polyolefin yarn, and the beauty of that, you can see here, it's made in New Jersey, as I said, and so the yarns are all sourced, dyed, and finished in the U.S. And the beauty of the polyolefin yarn is that you can spin it pretty tight, and it allows for more intricate detail in the weave. So you get, sometimes with outdoor fabrics, they don't look as graphic or as dimensional. But with the polyolefin yarn, you're certainly able to do that and achieve that look. And the colors are also much brighter. Of course, Bella Dura is an indoor-outdoor fabric. Also with the polyolefin yarn, there's a softer hand to it. So if you're bringing it inside, it's a little bit softer than perhaps an acrylic yarn would be. Bella Dura is fade resistant and up to 1,500 light hours. We're going to talk about that in a minute because, depending on where you are, like I said earlier, in the climate, it makes a big difference in terms of what your light hours should be or even what the fabric is made out of.
Yeah.
Yeah. And Lisa, we had a couple of comments from the panelists about using the outdoor fabrics indoors or in sunrooms. So I know we're going to talk a little bit to that too.
We are, for sure. Yeah.
And
So,
cleanable, which someone just asked about. Yeah. Yes. Everything has its own, ratio of how much bleach to water. But yes, all of the products are bleach cleanable, just to answer that question.
thanks, Mel. So this is all from our Villa collection, the Bella Dura collection. And the beauty of this is up until, Sunbrella, and we're going to come to Sunbrella as well, but Sunbrella was really the first brand, kind of real strong brand on the market. And even today has taken such a stronghold. So it's almost synonymous with Kleenex. So, Sunbrella is to outdoors, Kleenex is to tissue. And people ask for outdoor by using this umbrella name. And Symbrella's been great, so great on the cleanability side that people have brought it inside. There's some kind of features and benefits to that. I'm mentioning that because Bella Dura, who's a kind of a newer brand, has been able to achieve similar results. They're not certainly as high in their light hours, and we'll get to that, but their abrasion rating is really quite high. So you'll see here where Bella Dura is suitable. It starts really at 50,000 double rubs. Mm-hmm. Now, 50,000 double rubs is more than you would ever need for inside. So all you designers who think that 50,000 double rubs is what you need for your client's family room sofa, that is absolutely untrue. Am I right, ladies?
You're right.
Right. But I'm sorry, Michelle. But for contracts, even though 30,000 is technically considered commercial, we all know that 50,000 is sort of the minimum that most people are expecting when using it for a commercial space. So it's a little different than residential. And we're aware of that. And, we understand that a 50,000 double minimum is important for commercial hospitality contracts.
And that's why Bella Dura is so great. It's one of the reasons why, we love the brand, because it does cross over so well into both contract and residential. As well as Bella Dura has a high pilling rate. So meaning its rating is high, so you'll get low pilling. Let me just clarify.
And Lisa, that's such a great thing. That's such a great point.
Yeah.
Chelsea was just saying that on the chat here that she uses the outdoor fabrics, and she thinks about that when you talk about pill rate, with children and pets and newsprint and everything. And the double rub. So it's such a great thing to see and utilize.
Right.
Yeah. Well, and also with children and pets, knowing that you can clean it with a diluted bleach solution is really important. I have 3 small dogs and a 4-year-old, so I can relate, Chelsea, to your clients' needs of needing to be able to clean.
I'll see your 3 dogs and a 4-year-old and raise you with a very messy husband.
Oh, he's not that bad.
So the nice thing about Bella Dura as well is that it is antimicrobial, and the yarns are infused with a silver ion technology. So it makes them resistant to stains and microbes and prevents growth of mildew on fabric. And let's just kind of touch on the whole mildew fabric. So with any of these fabrics, they prevent the growth of mildew. However, you will from time to time, and especially in climates that have that real cold and warm, you will absolutely or could potentially see mold or mildew growing on the yarn portion where you see the seam. So maybe not the fabric itself, but where the yarns are, where it's sewn together, you could start to see it. But certainly, as Melissa said, the nice thing is that you can remove it and disinfect it. So we talked about the fact that it's cleanable with bleach. Now, listen, bleach is a huge topic right now, and right now we're using it more than ever before because of obviously the situation that we're in. However, some people, you can also clean it with soap and water and it will come clean. So it just depends on what your needs are. Whether you choose to use bleach or not, we're just saying it's there for you if you choose to use it. And each one of the websites of the brands that we're talking about today has their own. You can go on and you'll see what they're suggesting in terms of the volume of bleach versus water, the portions, and so on. So it's perfect for healthcare and hospitality. And of course, design. So we talked about the polyolefin yarn and how it allows us to achieve some really, really beautiful patterns. When we were designing this particular book, we really wanted to make sure that we captured patterns that also were inspirational and really usable for inside as well as outside. So, you know, sometimes it's great to use outdoor fabrics inside, but you don't really get the patterns or the color palettes that you're looking for indoors as well. And so that was our goal here. And you can see in this beautiful chinoiserie that we really were able to achieve some pretty intricate and have those drawings come across well in the weave.
They're stunning patterns.
Yeah. And then we come to sustainability, which is, you know, has been a hot topic for quite a few years. And, you know, we were having the conversation about what sustainability means. And I'm going to pass this one over to Mel.
Hi, thank you. And I'm sorry if you guys hear my 4-year-old in the background. She decided to come bother me right at the perfect time. We know that the health of our planet and our families is probably one of the most important things when you're designing space. The brands that we work with manufacture with little waste production during production, and a lot of the products that we sell are recyclable almost by 100%. So it's a good feeling when you know you can specify something that is good for the planet, for your well-being. And I think it's more important now than ever. We also have a lot of products that get Green Guard certification. And in that, usually it means very low to no VOC emissions. So that means great air quality indoors and outdoors. So I think that will bring us to another poll question.
It does.
Bring up. And I don't know if you guys can see it. I don't see it yet. Do you guys see it? Oh, here we go. So is sustainability important when specifying for outdoor use?
Just one sec, Mel. Sorry.
This is what it's like right now, Mel, working from home, right?
Oh my goodness.
That's our life.
Exactly, real life. Real life.
Real life.
I'm sure you all probably are working with children.
Yes. Yeah.
This isn't yours. I'm sorry, honey. Got a package in the mail and she thought it was for her and it's for me.
Go ahead, Mel. Sorry.
That's okay. Is sustainability important when specifying for outdoor use? So do you see, Pat said that you're not seeing the poll. Are you seeing it now?
I'm seeing the poll.
Okay.
That's a long package.
Let's see.
It goes for you.
Mel, why don't you let Charlie come and say hi?
She's a little sad that the package came from Williams-Sonoma and not Disney like she thought it was.
Oh.
Aw.
I'm sure Disney will arrive soon.
I am really surprised. So 77%, which is higher than I would have said even a year or two ago.
That makes me really, really happy to see. I mean, because I think there was a point, maybe I'd say when I was working for a sustainable company, maybe 10 or 12 years ago, where we launched a great green campaign of furniture and fabric, and it went under in like less than a year. It just didn't seem like important, and the value, the cost, it just didn't win people over back then. But I think now we're definitely starting to see
I agree. I think people are so much more informed, right? And I think also people like to know, like, what exactly is in this? Is this going to be harmful in any way? And being able, and also end use, what happens after the life of this fabric? It can be recycled, which is wonderful.
Right.
So I think it's important, and the green question comes up more often than not. Exactly what you had said, Lisa. I find more people are asking, and I think it's important information to share. I think it makes people feel better about the product they're buying and using.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I totally agree. So we're going to go back to the slides for a minute because I also want to talk about warranties.
Lisa, just really quick, I think this is really important. What Christina just mentioned in the chat about price ending up being the most important thing of all over sustainability.
Well, and I think that's what we were chatting about when we were, deciding to put this on the other day, is that unfortunately, the whole green initiative and movement and sustainability was so important 10, even 50, the noise and the chatter started maybe 15 years ago. And then, we all started to drive that way. It's so expensive. And so ultimately, I think it started to quiet because, that it was price prohibitive. And now I think we're all in the mindset of we can't afford not to.
That's
right. And I think that shift has happened. And this situation that we're all in now has really pushed that along, I think.
Exactly.
Yes.
So with Bella Dura, they offer a 3-year warranty against color or strength. And that's for commercial settings for contract, and then a 5-year warranty for residential settings. So, pretty good warranty. Of course, with any warranty, it's going to be somewhat limited in that, as long as you're maintaining and the general, you're taking good care and bringing the cushions inside in colder climates and so on and so forth. Because the longer you leave it outside, 1,500 light hours. Actually, let's chat about 1,500 light hours. Does anyone have? Yeah. What does that mean?
Exactly. We get asked that often. And 1,500 hours is lab testing, right? Continuous lab testing, which is why that's been translated into the warranties of 3 to 5 years, correct? So it depends upon usage. I'll give everyone an example. I had beautiful primary red outdoor cushions, and now 5 years later, maybe 6, no, actually, oh my gosh, it's over 5 years. It's about 7 years. It's no longer primary red. It is now a brick red. Yeah. It's beautiful. So it just shows that it's been resistant. How incredible, because red is such a transient color anyway, and how incredible it's been able to stay outside all those years, all those summers. So it's resistant to, but it's not impervious to fading.
Right.
Now, Lisa, we had a comment here from Andrea saying some of the sustainability or VOC issues are counteracted by the lack of those same characteristics in the foam and the fiber and the furniture. So some clients tend to abandon the path because of that. And I think we can all appreciate where she's coming from with this comment.
True. The one thing, though, is the term sustainability is really about doing the best we can do. So sometimes taking that and saying, well, I might not get it with the foam, or I might not get it with this, but at least I'm pushing forward with the fabric, or one thing or the other. That's the whole point of being sustainable. We might not get it to 100%, but we're all striving to get as close as we can to making it better. So rather than everything being, let's say, high VOC, or at least there's a percentage of it that's better. And that's what sustainability is all about. Striving for it.
Right. And
components in your design.
Correct. And I think also, we have to look at how these fabrics are manufactured. And, I know Bella Dura and Inside Out, and we're going to come to Inside Out, they are manufactured, they're all Green Guard certified. So it means they have to do, there's very low, like you said, VOCs, the off-gassing. A lot of the solutions that are used are recycled, so they're put back in and reused on kind of the next lot. Umbrella, a lot of the beads that are used, the acrylic beads, whatever's not used in the fabric, is recycled and used in car parts and plant bases and so on. So there's a lot of thought that goes to all of the manufacturing as well, and kind of their carbon footprint. And so, I agree that not everything in your outdoor setting is going to behave or have that same claim. But to Melissa's point, you're doing your role, right? You're doing your role.
Yeah. And just to speak on what Andrea is saying about recycling, and you mentioned this too, but I know with Bella Dura, it's 100% recyclable. So that's great news. And maybe Jonathan can pipe in through chat to let us know about Inside Out. But I know that most of them have recyclable properties. Whether they're 100% recyclable, I'm not sure about all three, but I know for sure Bella Dura is. So I hope that's good.
Yeah, yes, they are. But Jonathan will elaborate on that, I'm sure. We'll wait for him to pop up. In the meantime, we're going to get to Sunbrella. So as we said, Sunbrella is certainly the most commonly known outdoor fabric, and Sunbrella really has done a great job, not only at branding and promotion, but they've really been quite innovative in their approach. And so, you know, they cross over beautifully from residential, they do contract, Sunbrella contract, and Sunbrella rain even, which is a whole, you know, different type of contract for more humid environments. Sunbrella does obviously umbrellas, and they're actually supported by the Canadian Cancer Foundation or the Cancer Foundation in general, because of the UV protectant in their umbrellas and their canopies. Marine, huge into marine. So they've really kind of done a great job mass market at getting their product out. And I would say, as a result of the length of time Sunbrella has been in the market, they really probably have the largest collection of colors and fabrics, and just kind of the largest assortment, if you will. So also Sunbrella, as we mentioned, oops, sorry, I'll get back there, is made out of acrylic yarn. So this is a little bit different than the polyolefin yarn. It allows it to have really robust performance. So the cleanability here, again, is really, really great. And in addition to that, you'll see these beautiful fabrics. They've initially, when you started with Sunbrella, it was a little bit crispy, a little crunchy, you know, not so comfortable to sit on, and people were certainly not bringing it inside. But as they've improved their technology over the years, they've been able to achieve fabrics that have a more kind of interior appeal to them, in both not only the visual, but also the hand has been really great. So they've really improved. And the nice thing about Sunbrella is they have 2,500 light hours as opposed to, you know, 1,500 light hours. So I just want to remind everybody that who may have joined us a little bit later, we do have the giveaway that we'll be giving away at the end of the presentation. So just stay tuned, and we will get to that at the end. With regard to Sunbrella and the 2,500 light hours, you know, we talk about different climates. So Mel, you and I were talking about this the other day, where there's two different really two different climates. There's the Northeast and then the Southwest when it comes to outdoor. Yeah. So, you know, I would consider where I am in the Northeast, where I get, you know, 3 good months of summer. Mm-hmm. I may leave my outdoor furniture out for 4 or 5 months, but I'm really using it full on for 3 or 4. Yeah. But then you have like Palm Desert, right?
It's brutal. And that's why color is important too. When you know you're in a climate like, you know, Palm Desert, where you're going to be hit with sun all year round, you might not want to go with the red like Marianne had in her yard. You might want to stick with colors that you know are a little bit more fade resistant, even with the 2,500 hours of light. So I think when designing a space, you have to keep all of those things in mind. You want to stay away from really saturated colors, and sometimes even whites. You know, whites tend to yellow over time. So I think all of that is important when specifying, and it's up to all of us to make sure that we get the right products on a project when you know there are those things that could happen, especially on the West Coast or
right
those areas. We wouldn't know. We're always cold here, so.
Now, although Sunbrella has really high light hours, they're not as high on the residential side of things. They're not as high in abrasion and in pilling. So residentially, you need to be mindful if you're bringing Sunbrella inside that the pill rate works for you and the abrasion rate works for you. Now the abrasion rate's 15,000, which I know you are all going to be surprised, but 15,000 is more than enough for inside. We've just kind of built this whole double rub thing up to a crazy point, but 15,000 is fine. It's the pill rate you really want to be mindful of, I think, when you come inside. Now, on the other side of that, we have Sunbrella Contract, which obviously has much higher ratings. And then we come to the whole antimicrobial, and I'd say all three have those antimicrobial benefits. With Sunbrella being acrylic, it's essentially plastic, so we kind of it's very, by nature, it will not allow for mold and mildew and so on, but it's also bleach cleanable.
And again, just to remind people, they're all bleach cleanable, because we just had another question from Julie in there. They're all bleach cleanable. It's just, it varies on how much bleach to water each product requires, because everything will need to be diluted. You never want to put straight bleach on your products.
It's not necessary. Exactly.
Right.
And they all have a breakdown. All of the brands have a breakdown of what the ratio is of water to bleach.
Yeah.
So don't go heavy on the bleach. It's not necessary.
No.
And then we come to design. And as I said, Sunbrella probably has the largest selection out there just because of the length of time they've been on the market. We're showing this collection here. This is from our Veranda collection. And, we put the blues and greens together. And Marianne, you were talking about blues and greens the other day.
Exactly. Yeah, we were talking here. We've seen more and more greens, and not only the bright bottle greens and the avocado greens, but also woodland greens. I think it's come full circle in terms of greens. All those woodland greens are back. So we're seeing requests for more greens. Of course, blue. Blue is just stunning, timeless. But also with the indoors going outside, and we referenced, we'll be going outside more and more. As we know, this is the new trend, spending more time outdoors. And we're going to see more of the popular colors, meaning the grays. We've always seen camels, but gray being the new camel, we're going to see a trend in that as well, more of the grays outside. And I think that this is a good segue into asking you in terms of what your clients prefer. What type of palettes do your clients prefer? Do your clients prefer for the outdoors? Is it naturally neutrals, shades of gray, fiery sunsets, coastal blues, sun-kissed yellows, or fresh greens, the gamut of greens?
I have, in the past when I traveled to more southern climates, I've always seen more colorful fabrics outside, those bright blues and greens and so on. But more recently, I feel like they've also adapted to the warmer, almost like you're bringing the aesthetic of the inside out. And so even in Florida, you have those camels and those grays and those, I think, more livable colors than the, I think, that spa blue in Florida will always be. But outside of that, I've really seen that change.
Lisa, we have a couple of comments here. Mary Jo is saying that she asked, would we say that red is the color you should stay away from in Arizona? And then Christina was asking, gray, there's a concern, is that something that's on its way out? So there's some hesitancy in using gray. So I think that's something that we can talk to with both Mary Jo and Christina. Those are two good questions.
Perfect.
Well, Red, it's not just red, it's mostly saturated color. So it could even be really dark colors like your dark greens or, yes, dark reds, browns, but dark browns. So it's really just about the saturation. So if you still want bright, you can always go for a more sort of softer version of those bright colors. So if you're using turquoise or yellow, don't make it feel super like absorbed in the color. Make it a little bit more faded. It's like purposeful so that when it does start to fade a little bit over time, it's not as noticeable. But those are definitely the colors you might want to shy away from. But at the same time, we like to think you're going to replace those in a few years anyway. How long do you really need them to be out there? You might want to change up your design. So if you really love red, go for it. Just know that you might have to change it out in 3 to 5 years, maybe sooner.
Well, Marianne's had her red for a fair bit of time, right, Marianne?
7 years. And it has a nice patina to it. We can't expect these fabrics to last forever. As I said, they're not impervious to, compare it to a silk, for instance. A silk, my goodness. I've seen a silk fade in a matter of weeks, right? Exactly, right? And so these fabrics can withstand so much more. And also, it's nice to mix things up because if you have a sofa body in one quality, and then, for instance, if you want to use a polyester that has less time outdoors, make those the throw pillows, the fun part, right? So you can mix things together. And yes, I mean, I've never looked back on my investment in outdoor fabrics. I enjoyed every day. 3 to 5 months when possible.
Right. And actually, I'm just going to jump in here. Marianne said these fabrics won't last forever. Well, as designers, do we want them to?
Exactly.
I don't think so.
Yeah. We want to be able to change them. That's the whole point, right? We do as manufacturers of fabric, and you do as designers, so that your clients call you back and have you redo their space. And it's
and our taste changes. Our palettes change, correct?
Yeah, that's true. Exactly.
I go for pillows on my sofa like every 6 months. I'm like, I get sick of it. I just constantly want to change. So I think that it's important.
There was a comment here too. I know we were asking earlier for Jonathan to chime in. So he did come and say that inside out performance fabrics are not considered recyclable, but they're the only all-in-one performance fabric in the market. So 50,000 double rubs and the pill rate of 4, that's really great. Cleanable with soap and water, as Lisa was talking to earlier, and bleach compounds. That's when it's, I think if you were on earlier, you would have heard Lisa talk about, she was able to clean it with soap and water for a long time, and then just recently with bleach, right, Lisa?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, there's the bonus of the UV resistancy and the 3-year warranty. So it's a great product. And, but as we said, we do want to change things up. So we want it to be great quality, but we also do want to change things up with the trend.
Right. Okay. And so, Michelle, just while I'm doing this, was there another question that we didn't get to?
So I'm just taking a look at the Q&A portion, and here we have a question from Elaine. Is there a sheer outdoor drapery fabric that is machine washable? That is our question.
Okay, I'm going to answer that.
Okay. Take it away, Lisa.
I will, because I literally just was saying, I don't know if you were on, is it Elaine?
Yes.
So Elaine, I don't know if you were on earlier, but I was saying a few weeks ago or a week or so ago, I went and just washed everything, the cushions, the toss cushions, all the seat covers, everything. And I also have shears outside. Now, I have to tell you a little secret. The shears that I had outside was for a photo shoot. And the outdoor shear that we wanted to use wasn't ready yet, but we had to proceed with the photo shoot. So I actually used one of our interior polyester shears. And I have to tell you, it's been 4-5 years now, I think 4, since we did the photo shoot, and the shears are in great shape. I just threw them in the wash. Obviously, I took the hooks out, threw them in the wash on gentle because they're 100% polyester, and then took them out wet, hung them up, let them dry, and they're perfect. And so you'll have the same results with an outdoor shear for sure. Obviously, if you're dealing with linings and so on, which you typically wouldn't for outside, that's a different story. But if you just, each one of our fabrics anyway will have cleaning instructions. So as long as you use the temperature that you're supposed to, you should have no issue.
And Lisa, I know we kind of had the poll up there, but we had a couple of comments on the results. You know, some people were saying that they found it interesting that the kissed yellow, this is Christina, got such a low percentage because she's heard a lot of interest in yellow recently. So she was surprised by that, but sometimes it does take time for those trends to really get in play. So, and then we also had from Julie, she's saying that with hospitality clients, she said that they, you know, are careful with some of the product and keep it in a covered area because it can fade. But she finds that with Umbrella, it's so great because she asks, can it be put in a dryer? She thinks it can be, and can it be? And I see Marianne shaking her head there.
No, it should not be put in the dryer. It should be air dried, meaning dryer, meaning heat, right?
Right.
So if it's an air dry dryer, that's fine, but not with heat.
Right.
I actually find it easier to get the foam back in when the fabric is wet because it seems more pliable, and you really got to squeeze that foam for seat cushions and stuff to get back in. So I just put it on wet and throw them outside to dry. Right. So, yeah, I think that's the easiest way to do it. You don't have any issues. And sometimes you don't know what the workroom's used in terms of thread, and that would be a good question when you're having the cushions made. But if the thread's not of the same content, you can have some issues if the temperature isn't right in the washer and in using.
That's a very important point. We've come across some once in a blue moon, a customer service issue with that, where the workroom used a cotton yarn and the cotton yarn rotted, failed, not the fabric, but the stitching failed.
Yeah.
Right.
So, that's cool.
Yeah, it's so important to consider a whole project when you're dealing with the cleaning and the drying and so forth.
Yeah.
Right. And so, and we spoke about sustainability before, and then with the warranty, of course, Sunbrella also offers 5 years. And then we come to Inside Out. And this is really, like Melissa, it's the newest part of the family.
Does that mean it's the best?
Well, certainly the most colorful.
A wonderful addition. A wonderful addition.
Right.
Oh, Jonathan said yes, the best. I know he's referring to the product, but he meant me too.
So Inside Out is really, it's Jonathan's right. It's that kind of, two punch. It's got everything about, outdoor that works. And of course it carries inside really well. So it's got, the repelling nature that you would see maybe in a Krypton home. The hand is absolutely lovely. You can achieve, we actually have some quilted product in Inside Out, which is you can achieve with Krypton Home. So that's really nice. The color saturation, as you can see in this beautiful photo, is absolutely stunning. So just really, it's kind of that next level for indoor, outdoor. It also achieves, it uses a polyolefin yarn, and then like the others, will withstand all the elements outside, and it's perfect to use for hospitality as well as residential, because it does get 50,000 double rubs and then some. And again, as I said, it's got that wonderful color palette to it that is just so lovely. So what we typically do when we do indoor outdoor books, and certainly in the case of Inside Out, we were able to do 2 palettes. So you've got this beautiful kind of moody camel, beige gray palette, and then on the other side we did a different palette that's just full of those brights that you saw on that color wheel. So they're really able to achieve a full look. And then of course we have this beautiful palette in blue, and Marianne was saying that blue is certainly the color when people are choosing for outdoor. But specifically with Inside Out, because we really did design the palette to work for both. And the fact that, and also for contract, because the fact that we do get 50,000 double rubs and a 4 pilling rating on this is amazing. But it does kind of, this we've shown inside, and it kind of begs the question of, how often are you choosing outdoor fabrics for inside? A lot of people, and that's really kind of how Sunbrella had started the whole, the whole thing with using outside fabric inside because of its cleanability. So now we have all of this cleanability going on in other fabrics like a Krypton home. So how often are you looking at outdoor fabrics and considering them for inside the home?
Yeah, I think we touched on it a little too, where someone was saying, like, with kids and dogs and all of that, you feel good knowing that you have a product like an Inside Out, a Sunbrella or Bella Dura that you can wash, that you can use. It's comforting to know.
Right. We've got here, I'll share the results here. 73% use it sometimes. Mm-hmm. So here's something that I would say to you all is, we always get torn between whether we should say, Inside Out's a great name because it's got it both there. But when you go in a showroom or you're looking for books, do you go, even though you want inside, do you go to the outdoor section? Mm-hmm. And I would say to you, especially with Inside Out, they actually with all of the brands, but Inside Out, I think for us anyway, has the most range. Mm-hmm. You shouldn't limit it. You should go to those sections and look for inside because the hands have changed so dramatically. They're so soft, and the patterns are great, and it's a lot less limiting than it was even 5 or 6 years ago. So I wouldn't limit yourself.
Michelle makes a nice comment here, just saying that large windows with lots of sunlight and expensive furnishings, obviously she doesn't want to risk fading, and that's so true. So that's another area where we would definitely want to consider outdoor fabric indoors.
Yeah, absolutely.
And the ease of cleanability, and you won't have the same comparing if you're doing drapery, if it's white linen versus a white outdoor product. As Lisa shared, it's really hard with the qualities to tell the difference sometimes unless you really take a good look. And the ease of cleanability just makes it such a wonderful selling point as well.
Right. And as we mentioned, I mean, this is a great little tester that we always love to do with these fabrics. But I mean, this is a beautiful Inside Out chenille. It's got that wonderful kind of herringbone pattern to it. Super soft, great for sofas. I mean, really soft. And we've done this in a bunch of colors, but obviously we've shown you white here. But it really has that nice repelling nature. So, things do come off very quickly. And this is liquid, but even with dirt and, I've got lots of birds flying around in my backyard right now, which is not making me happy. So you know what happens there. And, that's washed up, no problem at all. So it really is amazing. And, but with that soft, super supple hand.
Lisa, there's also a comment from Elizabeth. our company uses the inside out on our furniture. And I'm sure, Melissa, that you've seen that as well on the contract side, as we have too.
Oh, yeah.
It's a great opportunity.
Definitely.
Oh, that's wonderful to hear. And like we said, you know, because it's got that beautiful polyolefin yarn, you look at these weaves, like there's so much more intricate than outdoor fabrics ever were before. You know, just absolutely beautiful. And the palettes are just so lovely.
And I think that's what Lisa meant when she said next level, right? It's just that intricacy in the design and those fine details that you don't necessarily get. Not to say one is better than the other, but you don't necessarily get those details. So if that's important to you, Inside Out is definitely a great option.
Right. And they've also got a 3-year guarantee. So again, somewhat limited, just depending on, you know, how we're using it and taking care of our product, but they're really good, and obviously stand behind their product. So and the 1500 light hours, let's be clear, with any of these light hours, that's really just when you start to, that's when they say they've tested it and when they start to see it fade. So it'll stay a lot longer than that, and it'll be a very slow fade, as Marianne said. But at 1500 is when you may start to see fade at the visually. But like I said, I've had mine for 4 years, and even the stuff that's exposed, I've had no issue.
It's the first sign of fading at 1500.
Right.
That's right. We have a few good questions if we can insert them at this time. So one of the questions here, and I think this is a really good one that others may be thinking, is what is the cost comparison between the different brands? So we've talked about a few different brands here. What are the cost comparisons? And, you know, someone else asked Inside Out price point specifically. And then do we have trims available to go outdoors as well?
That's a great question. Cost-wise, I think it depends more on each brand. Has a range, and the range will go up depending on the construction of the fabric. And in some of the brands, we may have chosen to do more elevated construction. So the price would be higher based on that. But, you know, if you took a similar product, kind of apples to apples in this case, because there's 3, the pricing is all in line.
Relative.
So if you see anything a little bit, you know, higher than the other, it really is more based on construction than it is on brand.
And there's just one more question, if I could insert, Lisa, is the questions from Giovanna asking if the fabrics are readily in stock. Do they have a long lead time? And one of the things with JF that we really pride ourselves on is our in-stock positioning. So, you know, we do stock our products right at our warehouse. So right now lead time is a little different, but typically lead time is very quick, turning around depending on your delivery options. Turning around, we ship out every day.
Yes.
So I've asked our technician to start the process in terms of selecting our winner. So the winner is selected just randomly. It's through a program that we have on the back end. So I'm going to get to that winner in just a minute. But just before I do, I did want to just quickly show you our attendees this beautiful outdoor hardware. Now, we've had this hardware for some time, and I know that not everybody considers outdoor hardware in their projects. I happen to have a kind of a pergola type thing where I need some sun filtration. So I've used actually this outdoor hardware, and as I said, it was 4 years ago, and it's held up like a dream. So this is also veranda, and the beauty of it's a very simple collection, 4 colors, I think 4 or 5 finials. It's rust proof, humidity, and fade resistant So you're going to have where you may have rust is if you have scratches during installment, and you've scratched the surface deep enough where it gets to the underside. But if the installer's installing it and just puts a little bit of topical, even just clear nail polish on it, it will stop the the rust from happening. So this just kind of gives you an idea of, it's beautiful. This is not my backyard. I wish it was, but ironically, this is Lake Ontario. It looks like it's in Jamaica or Miami or something, but it's right here in Ontario. This was a fun photo shoot to do. So Miranda, just for those who don't know, we do carry this wonderful outdoor line. Like I said, very simple, but just a great line to kind of finish up your project. So that is it. And I think we also have the winner. So I'm going to...
Drum roll, please.
Drum roll, yeah.
So just to be clear, the winner is has to be with us right now, and we want you to give us a big giant shout out on the chat if you're here. So the first one is Andrea Ford.
Andrea?
Yeah, are you there?
She was here earlier. She was asking us questions.
Come on down.
Oh, I see. There she is.
She's here. Andrea, yay! That's awesome.
Nice.
Congratulations. So Andrea, woohoo! She's
Anya? Maybe Anya? It says, yay, Anya, yay.
So we have your email address. We will reach out to you, Andrea, after the webinar and get that information too.
You just she called herself Anya.
That's great. Michelle, any other questions for us?
Yeah, so I was just, there was one where they were asking about, is the pill rate on the sampling, and asking specifics, also another question on rub count. So what I would say there is, yes, we do have specifications listed on our sampling, and if you want more information, you can also go to our website where we detail out the specification on every SKU that we sell. So yes, definitely you will see it within the books, on the memos or loaners, and then on our website too.
Yeah.
Sorry, just a correction. The pill rate is on the website, but the abrasion rating is on everything.
Sorry, that's what I meant.
Right.
Thank you,
It's hard to
Lisa.
fit all that information on one small tag. So
That's
we
right.
have everything online. And also, we are 95% in stock. Something else that's important to remember.
Good. Anything else?
I'm just taking a look. There was some comments about polyester thread. This is Deborah was told was the best thread to use. I think that's when you were talking about the cotton threads and the issues that can happen there. So that is another one. And then I'm just going over to the comments, and I think sorry?
I don't know if we talked about it. Arlene was talking about leaving upholstered cushions out in the rain, which we did touch on a little. I know that Lisa leaves hers out in the rain.
Yeah.
However, I do think if you can, and it's not too much trouble, it is always best to bring them in. If you know it's going to rain, or you know you're going to have some extreme weather, I think it is good to keep it inside. It will help the life of the fabric in the end. But you can do like Lisa as well, and you can leave them out. They will be fine, but you probably will see the quality over time kind of hold better if you do take better care of them.
I totally agree. And I like very low maintenance. So, but for me, I have a great in, and I know a great fabric company, so I can get it for a pretty good price.
All know a great fabric company, but Andrea makes a good point too, that it's not just the fabric, but you have to consider the foam and everything inside.
Everything, yeah.
So, even though things are antimicrobial, if you're leaving it outside and it's constant, there's always chance that bacteria will grow. So, yeah.
Good. Well, that was amazing. We had such great participation. Thank you to everyone for joining us. And we'd love to hear, when we send you the email with the video, we'd love to hear your feedback and love to hear what you'd like to hear and learn more about. We certainly love sharing our knowledge and also learning from you. So please, the feedback is wonderful. We'll keep trying to come up with great ways to inspire and educate. I'll leave it to the team here to say their goodbyes and take us out. So thanks all.
Thank you,
very
everyone.
much, everyone.
Thank you for joining us.
It's so nice to be with people during these times, even if it's all virtually. So I feel like all this participation it's been so fun. So thank you, everyone.
Great questions. Really appreciate everyone joining and hope you have a great afternoon.
Oh, Jamie, gracias. Our friend from Mexico.
Take care.
So goodbye, everyone. Thank you so much. To be continued. Take care.
Absolutely.
Bye-bye.
Bye.